SML, we are live with commentary between the Texans and the Broncos. Dan versus Tug. I'm Prime Time 000, joined by the Mad Bomber. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm excited they started this one early, so I don't have to wait all day for it.
Yeah, it should be a good game. These guys have played a couple times in the playoffs. They've been close games. They've gotten closer as of late. Obviously, the big storyline is how will Dan look after I'll call it his tragic playoff loss just a season ago. Bomber, what's your thoughts going into this game?
I think he's going to be sharp. I think any talk of he doesn't care anymore or whatever, waiting for next cycle is a lie. He was going to play at 12:30 tonight. Then he was going to try and get somebody to delay their game to Tuesday so he doesn't miss that advance. Like, that's not something that somebody that's completely
Checked
burned
out.
out and ready for it to be over.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Obviously Dan is a competitor. He does not have a Simbardi yet this cycle. On the other side, you have Tug, who is known to play better in the underdog role. He had that game against Straw where he didn't get any votes and he won. So we'll see. First pass of the game, he's looking to throw. Ooh, that might have been intercepted, dude.
Yeah. I think Tug plays. It's his style that makes him dangerous because he plays a lot of man. He does a lot of blitzing, and it's not something you're used to seeing. I think it's something that you can have success against if you're ready for it and he doesn't surprise you. But if you're kind of caught off guard, it can cause problems.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Obviously, Dan's defense, a cerebral assassin. Tug, I think, is a little more prepared as well as he comes out. If he can find a way to score early and crank some pressure on Dan, again, that field goal block against Torque maybe looming in his head as he's looking to throw. And he's going to throw a post route. Oh, that was nearly intercepted. Whoa,
Yeah,
two plays in a row.
I don't know what he's doing. Like, there was nothing there. It kind of just anticipating the post to open and nothing there. Maybe set feet lead gets that in there, but he doesn't have that anymore.
It looked like he had the drag open. So 2 passes, 20-plus yards down the field, trying to send a message early. Now, look at this long developing looking play here. He's back to throw again as Williams. He's going to throw again a seam route, and that ball's caught. 30-yard pass.
That's really fortunate for him because, those get dropped a lot when there's contact as soon as you make the catch. So third down, we're seeing him just air it out. He's not even taking anything underneath.
It's set feet lead, right? Caleb Williams does. No, Caleb doesn't have set feet lead. He's going to hand it off. Oh, Dan misses the tackle. Now it's Crompton. One man to beat. Crompton gets tackled at the 17-yard line. That's Aaron Crompton. Everybody knows the name. One of the best backs in the SML today.
Yeah, he's got to get going here. This is a good start after that the first 2 weird pass plays. But if he can get going and keep Dan kind of on his heels, you can avoid that, here we go again type mentality.
Williams under center, I formation. He's going to go ahead and he's going to hand it off. And this time Crompton bottled up Miles Murphy with the tackle. You've played Dan many times, Bomber. This elite defense seems to tighten up inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and it's because he's got these fast linebackers. I want to say he's got 2 or 3 over 90 speed or 90 speed right at that threshold, and they're fast. So all the short stuff is going to be difficult, and with the field shrinking, it makes it really tough.
The bend but don't break, especially in a defense or in an offensive Madden. Let's see if Dan can lock up here. 2nd and 11, first possession of the game. Tug looking to throw. It's going to be a little in route, and he's going to get the first down. Just kind of a missed tackle there. The ball was on the back shoulder, which might have actually helped the guy.
Yeah, I like that. You saw him take advantage of the underneath route as opposed to throwing that corner, which the first couple plays we might have expected. But I think he's settling in, and this could be a good sign for Tug.
Yeah, if he can, that was my point early, is if he can find a way to get a touchdown, punch Dan in the mouth after kind of a bitter playoff exit last season in the same stadium. Hand off again. This is not Crompton. It's Reed who gets down to the 2-yard line. That's Deacon Reed. I know nothing about him.
That's the rookie he drafted in the first round this year. He's got Deacon Reed. He's got, I think, Cameron Wright is the one he drafted initially, and then the next year picked up Crompton. Definitely one of those guys that's going to develop a bunch of guys back to back to back.
Yeah, no kidding. That running back position, one of the easiest ones to develop. And we've seen a little bit of an old school Oklahoma drill there at the 2-yard line. Mano y mano at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal now for Tug.
Yeah, I want to see him get a good run here. You can see Dan spread out. He's got four linemen, but they're spread out there. He moves that linebacker back in. Really kind of.
He's got
establish the tone here with a run.
Looks a little unsure, looking to throw. He's got square. He's got touchdown. Touchdown. He just kind of runs right in. That's a move you see Dan run sometimes, running right at the middle inside the 5-yard line. Caleb Williams is pretty mobile.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe he took that long to take off because Dan rushed 3, and they were just wide open. I don't know what he was even looking for at that point because he should have just gone right away.
I didn't notice he rushed 3. That's quite the decision from inside the 5-yard line.
I think after Tug got stopped on the runs, I think he fully expected it to be a pass.
Yeah, I don't rush 3 hardly ever. Let's check out this replay. I thought he had square there, but, he runs it in. 7-0. Again, how will Dan fare? Last season, he was heavily favored against Torque. Controlled the game most of the time, and a blocked field goal gave Torque life late when he then drove downfield and got a touchdown. Dan finds himself down 7-0 early in this wild card round. Again, heavily favored Bomber.
Yeah, and we've seen Lamar Jackson be not the most accurate quarterback. Dan not exactly known for an explosive offense, so getting him behind early is big for Tug. So I'm interested to see what Tug does on defense here.
As he's going to PA right off the rip here. He's got his guy in a post route. That's Higgins breaking a tackle for the first down. That's a good start for Dan.
Definitely bid on that play action. I think he's expecting the run and the underneath. So that was a good play by Dan to kind of go against the grain there.
Yeah, good start. Just wide open there. Looked like Tug's defense was out of position. I seen a flat from the other side that was supposed to be covered.
Yeah, some of those plays where you spread the line or pinch the line, it does some weird things, and it looks like that may have been what happened there.
And Dan now, 2 plays, and he's inside the 30-yard line. That's Mike Bolden.
This is where Tug gets in that mindset where he's going to start to snowball. Is when these things happen where he's getting the broken tackles. You'll see him posting in chat about it. It's going to even out, or at least it should even out, and stay even keel and don't let it get in your head.
Yeah, we've seen some of those broken tackles, but to your point earlier, he had that catch that was, maybe less than likely against on that seam route early. And Lamar, this is where we see his speed, avoids the rush, and he finally looks like he threw that away. Most quarterbacks would have been dead to rights there.
Yeah, it looked like Lamar's lost a little bit of speed because Meach usually takes that right to the sideline and then up, and Dan couldn't even get to the sideline.
It seems there's a skill there that Meats has. I'll call it a skill, an ability to get the quarterback to manipulate the rush.
Yeah, I think he throws a little bit of a backwards run in there for a split second to throw off the
AI. 2nd and 10 now. Looking to throws Lamar again. He's going to throw. That ball was, wow. I thought that was going to be picked.
Yeah, so we're seeing both guys get fairly lucky on some of these close plays. I think as the game goes, eventually it's gonna even out where the defense has a chance. But he threw that right at the defender.
Yeah, Dan's got to be thinking his lucky stars there now. 3rd and 4 from the 24-yard line. Lamar will use his legs at the right time. Dan out of the gun. First quarter, first drive for the Texans. Looking to throw, and this could be the time he's going to throw, and that ball was risky. Again, the defender playing the receiver, not the ball.
Yeah, not sure why they're playing the receiver. I know Soda has his theories on the traits, and maybe there is something to that, but big stop there for Tug.
8-1. I missed it. I didn't say the clip either. He said that he had the streak. I wasn't really looking, but sounds like Dan missed a guy.
Yeah, and Dan's offense has slowly turned into streak with a drag or a zig, and then the angle route from the halfback. You're going to see a lot of that this game. I'd be willing to bet.
So now, Tug up 7-3. I think only 3 people voted for him to win this game out of 28 possible, and one of them was Dan because he didn't want the spread to be as far on the voting.
Yeah, we've seen Tug. The only game I think I've ever seen where the poll is 28-0, and Tug ended up winning that game as the 0 vote getter. So polls don't seem to mean a whole lot to Tug.
No, and that was season 1 against Straw, where, remember, I think Straw was a 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken, and he was looking good that season.
Yeah. I mean, Straw was looking really good really early, and then it just kind of fell apart, which kind of on brand with the team building.
Yeah, and look at that little drag route there, nicely done. Tug moving the ball. Caleb Williams. Looks like he's a little more settled in this drive. Opens up at the run, check down. Now he's not pushing the ball 20 yards down the field. This is the offense that Tug needs to sustain if he's going to win this ball game.
Yeah, you need to be patient and take what's there. Dan's going to over pursue, or maybe not over pursue, but he's going to commit one way or the other with his user, and you need to just not force it to that user.
Looks like he's a lot of checks in the line here. Goes to a PA. Now he's going to go to a run, and nice cut back there, nice juke there. Gain of 7, and there's an injured player. And I'm not sure who that is.
Whitfield, I believe that's his rookie or second-year guy. That's the guy he's been feeding quite a bit.
Yeah, that's interesting. So now Tug, as long as Crompton's still there and Caleb Williams is still there, I like how Tug's looking.
Yeah, he's got a lot of depth on that team.
Ooh. What do you think about that? Was an inside zone split, I think. What do you think about? Let me just make sure. Yeah, inside zone split. What do you think about those plays specifically? I don't call as much as a split.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't. I feel like most of the times you get stopped, especially on the shotgun runs, it's one of the edges coming in there. So to pull that guy over, I feel you're just setting yourself up anyway.
Kind of long developing too.
Yeah.
As he's cycling through, looks like he might hit the quarters. No, he's gonna snap it here. He's waiting on X. He got it. Yeah, I thought he was gonna have him too. He was getting bumped at the line on the hard flat. Who's gonna take away the running back? Tug waited just long enough to hit him. I like that play.
Yeah, Tug looks good. Looks patient, composed. We did see him early. You know, maybe it was some big game jitters early throwing those deep shots. But right now he's taking what's there and making nice plays. And he's kind of got Dan on his heels.
Yeah, he's controlling this ball game right now. Second quarter has officially begun. As Tug lines up under center, he's mixing up his play calling well right now. Williams under center. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Nice hole there. 71 leading the block. And now he's off to the races. It's Compton. Compton touchdown. Broncos. 2-score lead in Houston.
I thought he went the wrong way. I was ready to say that if he would have stayed to the right, he had it. But got a nice block, and Compton just took off to the left. And we got really good start here for Tug.
Yeah, he is shot out of a cannon this game, and Dan now is boxing off his heels.
Yeah, and this is going to be the thing. Tug is at his best when he can run the ball. Crompton has been a big running back for him all cycle. This is how he's going to be able to put this game away. He's not going to win it through the air.
And look at this 71 with the block, and then Crompton just turns that safety around. Bad angle there. Crompton had a head of steam going. Now Dan down 2 scores, and it's the second possession. Good news is plenty of time left, and he gets the ball at the half.
Yeah, he's not in a bad spot or anything, but being run on really is demoralizing.
And now here's Bolden. Oh, he's got to the races, and now he's going to score. One play. Quick answer. Texans right back in it.
Yeah, and that's why you can't get down when it's 14-3 because it takes one play.
Mm-hmm. You could score fast, and now Tug's got to be, in a way, you're up and you have a chance to go back up 2 scores, but you got to be demoralized because you spent so much work, and I feel like he was outclassing Dan, and the Dan, boom, just scores just like nothing.
Yeah, I think in those situations, like you feel like I'm going to make him take his time. Dan's a good player. He might score, but you don't expect it to be on one play like that, and that's just like it takes all the air out of you.
Can Tug sustain this offense? That's the question. He's been so sharp today. Will he make a big mistake? Start of the second quarter, we've already seen plenty of points, 14-10. We could be gearing up for a shootout, Bomber.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of close plays on some of these throws where the defense, really it was a 50-50 ball on whether or not it would have been picked off. So I'm curious to see if we start seeing some turnovers.
2-back system. It's Reed now out of the shotgun. Williams going to hand it off inside zone, and he's going to get blown up. Quick chat check here. 8-1 Torque, Eddie, Steel Curtain, Smokey is in chat. We got, I seen we were at 20 viewers at one point. I think we're at 16 now. Thanks everybody for tuning in this SML Season 82 AFC Wildcard matchup.
And you saw Tug try to run that one to the outside, just nothing there. And that's where the speed of Dan's linebackers really shows up.
Yeah, they're fast. Sideline to sideline. As Williams out of the gun now, looking to throw. He's got X. Yep, he hit some. I like that little route, little option route to decide to go out. I don't like throwing options, but it looks cool when it happens.
Yeah, and you could see Dan's user was with that drag or in route that was coming across, and he never even stopped to try to take away that tight end. So Dan really commits to one guy and kind of lets the rest of the defense do their thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see Dan's defense get walked down like it has to start this game. And Tug checking on his injured receiver. He's still definitely injured.
Yeah, I mean, that's his main guy. So having him hurt is kind of a big deal.
Torque says to ask Bomber about the option routes. I think I seen you in chat talking about it the other day.
I ain't ever running those again. They always run to exactly where you don't think they should go.
2nd and 9 here. Caleb out of the gun. Williams looking to throw. He's going to throw a seam route, and he's got him. Wow. I thought he was going to throw the little sit down on the left side.
That's exactly what I saw open and wide open, and he fit it right in there, thread the needle.
He's pushing this ball down the field, and Dan does run, I don't want to say exclusively cover 3, but probably 90% of his defense is variations of cover 3. So seams do beat that at times.
Yeah, he runs a lot of cover 3, but he also likes the if you see a 3-man
He's
front,
going long, Bomber. He's got it. Touchdown,
Ooh.
Broncos. What a throw. Taking a shot. Tug is on fire.
Yeah, and we saw Dan send the house there, and it just backfired.
That's crazy. Little PA. Long ball here. Williams in the sun. His running back picks up a crucial block. I don't know if you've seen that, but there was a free rusher coming in. The running back got him.
Yeah, that's the answer you needed if you were Tug, especially because it was a big play. Kind of show Dan that you can go, blow for blow with him.
Now, Dan, 4 minutes left. Again, Bomber, you get a touchdown here. If you work this clock right, you get a 2 for 1, and you can walk out with the lead at the start of the, after your first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, 21-10, that sucks. But with the situation, I mean, it's not bad. Like you don't feel like you're down 2 scores here because, like you said, you can come back right on top after 4.5 minutes.
Dan, 25 passing yards today. He's going to run it again. Look at this running. I don't know what's going on with this Broncos run defense, but Dan just needs to run it 70% of the time this game.
Yeah, and we've heard Tug complain about his defense at least the last season and a half or so, and we're kind of really seeing it on display here as Dan's just wide open holes.
Nothing is more demoralizing than the guy taking a snap, and like that, it's just there's nobody that touches him until he's 4 yards down the field.
Yeah, I mean, we see guys average 6 all the way up to 10 yards per carry. But generally, it's because of these big runs. When you have a guy that comes out there and he's running for 6 yards a carry, every carry, that's brutal.
And Dan, smart, running the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see more checkdowns this drive, so this can be the last drive of the half. Play action now. Looking. He's looking deep here. He's got him. He's going to throw it. And he's got him, and he falls. Nice little slide there.
Yeah, Dan loves that play and to throw to the deep guy. And you saw Tug's defender was on him. It was an AI defender, and he just stopped. And as soon as he stopped, that's when Dan threw that pass.
I think that's the point where some of the better users, and there's a select few who do this, switch stick on to that guy and take over coverage. I know I could do it, but I just don't think about it sometimes.
Yeah, I think what you have to do with that play is user the underneath, get your guy to the sideline as fast as possible, and then switch stick back to the deep guy.
And
Did he
again,
just running the same play the other direction?
what was it?
Oh,
No, double slant. Okay.
He must have just rolled out manually.
So Dan with 3 minutes left here in this quarter. Tug is going to get the ball back, so the 2 for 1 opportunity shot at this point.
Yeah, Tug should easily get the ball back. I don't even think Dan could possibly run it out.
Jackson looking to throw. Quick pass to running back. A lot of space in the grass there, but what a tackle. Gain of 5.
Yeah, and Tug all over that. He even switched on, which we see a lot of talk about switching off. He switched on, made the little dive tackle there, and it's a big stop.
That was a great tackle in open space. That with all the talk, like you said, switching off and broken tackles. Here we go. Lamar back to throw. Wouldn't be surprised to see a run here. He's going to throw, and that ball was dropped. Yeah, that was a tight window there, Bomber.
Yeah, the little angle with the zig route. He loves giving himself those 2 options and wait for see which one you pick.
21-10. This field goal does make it an 8-point game, but Tug is going to get the ball with plenty of time to get points. And with the way his offense is going, it almost feels like a formality that the Broncos are going to go back up 2 scores before half.
Yeah, this is a little more time than I like. I like to give my opponent about 30 seconds before half because I feel like a lot of guys will force something trying to get that field goal, and you have a chance to get another score. But 2.5 minutes. Tug's got plenty of time.
Yeah,
He
three
can pretty much
timeouts.
run his offense.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, he could run it, take a field goal, and go up 2 scores. Prime percentages. The first ones out of the day are out, Bomber, and I've got Tug favored. 67% chance of victory right now for Tug.
I think it's tough to argue with that. Dan's offense has looked pretty good. It's stalled twice now in the red zone, but I think Tug has been unstoppable so far.
We'll see what happens here as this game shakes out. Williams is going to hand it off, and that's Reed. Man, I'm just so used to seeing Crompton running.
Yeah, I mean, he cycles through those guys. I don't think Wright gets many touches, but Reed being the rookie gets in there, and then Crompton, obviously, the better of all the backs.
So that's going to hit the 2-minute warning as Tug is up by 8 in what many people are calling the crossroads game of Dan's SML career, or maybe at least this cycle. Bomber, I'll say it. If Tug wins this game, is this the last we see of Dan in Madden 26?
In 26, yeah, I think it is.
Do you think he next season he takes off?
Yeah, especially if it's like similar to that torque loss where it's a heartbreaker. Maybe if it's a close game, it fires him up. But if something happens with EA doing something, he's done.
Man, his users just not there, Bomber.
No, it's a step slow.
Man, we've seen Mike Tyson get knocked out by Buster Douglas, and then he was never quite the same after that. I said it on one of the shows recently, is Torque the SML version of Buster Douglas?
He definitely could be.
Williams under center, a minute 36, taking his time.
Yeah, I like this by Tuck. Don't give Dan too much time if somehow he gets the ball back.
Let's see here, really working the clock here. I mean, Tug is just thinking about everything, and I'm liking how this first half is the best first half I've seen from Tug maybe in his SML career. Ooh, he took a timeout there. I didn't like that as much.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. If you don't like the play, you've got first down, minute 16. To me, this is field goal or bust. Like a touchdown is great, but I have to get a field goal to keep it a 2-score game, regardless of what Dan does. In the first half or in the second half, I get the lead.
For sure.
So if you didn't like it, no big deal taking the timeout. Burn some time.
He's got triangle. He's got X2. Nice little out route. Dan dive tackles really poorly. We talked about his user being off. It just not only pre-snap, but also post-snap with tackling. I mean, he's just kind of all over the field right now, missing.
And a Tug here. Looks like he's going to run the ball. I don't like that he's taking so much time here because you do still need some yards before it's a sure thing field goal, and you don't want to miss.
Yeah, he's really working this clock now. Could it still? I mean, you get a touchdown. I mean, touchdowns are nice. Still a close game.
Yeah, I'd have no problem with playing conservative, hoping for a touchdown on like a drag that goes too far or something. Like now it's 3rd and inches. You're at the 46. You called your timeout.
Dan took one there.
Or yeah, rather Dan took it. Okay, and that's why, because he knows he can get a stop here, and Tug's going to be in a position where he's got to kick a field goal that's not necessarily a sure thing, and give him the ball at the 50 or punt, and then Dan can. He's got the offense to score quick. We've seen that already.
Yeah, we'll see here. Caleb out of the gun again. Dan's users go down hard here. He's going to throw a drag route, which is caught. Now I take the timeout fast here. He does. So that pretty much ensures that Dan's not going to see the ball the rest of this half.
Yeah, and if I'm Dan, the thing that's really going to get under Dan's skin, I think, is all these catches that are contested. That's another one where as soon as he catches it, he's immediately leveled by the linebacker and holds on.
Yeah, no, and we've seen the zig route, which was dropped on Dan's end.
There was a zig. There was, I think, an angle route that was dropped. 2 big drops for Dan, and Tug really coming away with everything.
And Dan takes the time out there. Both guys taking their time, making sure they're in the right set defensively and offensively here. 21 seconds remaining in this first half. Tug, the major underdog, but right now has Dan backing up and boxing off his back foot.
Yeah, Tug only with 1 timeout left. He still needs to move the ball a little bit. I mean, this is a 60-yard field goal.
Yeah, Dan could block it.
He could block it, and who knows, he may after.
Here we go, run. I think he picked the wrong hole there.
Yeah. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he wants to be at the 43 because
Clock
I think
ticking.
he's going to hurry up. I wonder if he's going to run the
Snap it
same play because
Whoa.
I don't think he's going to snap this.
Okay.
He's going to try the.
Well,
I don't like that. You could have ran that 4 verticals and thrown that quick drag.
Yeah.
Or thrown it away. It's just
yeah, that was weird.
give yourself
Kind
a
of
shot.
a very ultra conservative inning to that half. We'll see if it comes back to bite Tug, who's otherwise played flawlessly in this first half.
Yeah, I don't know what he was
block
doing
for
there.
Dan.
It's just quick.
Did he leave the short? The kick is on the way. It's end over end, and it is
That's
good.
I can't tell. Yeah, I think I saw arms go up.
That's kind of hard to see, but Tug up 11 on Dan, but Dan gets the ball.
That was hard to see too because I'm watching the official on the right and they didn't even move. It was only the one on the left signaled.
Yeah, KP said it too, and chat. I was thinking about it too. That kick was 90% power. Like, he should have missed that.
Yeah, I don't know what his kicker's power rating is, but I mean, 67 is pretty makeable with the power now. So 59 should have been easy.
Yeah. And we've all beat the dead horse of how it'd be nice if the meter was moved faster or something from beyond distance, maybe in future game. At this point now, Dan's gonna have to be a little sharper in the second half. He's gonna hand it off. Look at this block. This run game by the Texans today has been impressive. He's getting all the blocking. Arguably, Bomber, you could argue that Dan has had the superior, at least run blocking this game. I'm not sure about pass rush. I feel like both sides has been pretty non-existent.
Yeah, we haven't seen any pass rush really outside of that first play of the game. And then the run block. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
I mean, Dan, from a run blocking perspective, has gotten the edge. We've seen Tug on the other flip side get a little more catching traffic, you might say. But right now, Dan's just got to keep running the rock.
Yeah, I feel like they've both gotten some favorable, I guess, I don't want to say EA help, but been on the favorable side of some animations.
Dan looking to throw. He's going to throw it, and he's got a guy wide open there. And this is why, Bomber, I like going up 2 scores. I'm all about the analytics. I do the same stuff, but a little too conservative for Tug at the end of that half.
Yeah, I mean, he still got the 3 points, so I guess it didn't matter at the end of the day, but settling for a 59-yard field goal is not what I would consider ideal when you had 2.5 minutes and you just kind of let it run out.
Yeah, because you play Dan long enough in a game, and he's got the seam. He had the seam. Oh, my.
Yeah. I think a lot of times what Dan does, he'll use those posts and seams and kind of the deeper routes to draw the user. He has no intention of throwing them. He's trying to draw the user out and throw that underneath.
Yeah. His offense is just very basic. Is Lamar out of the gun from the 12? He's going to hand it off now up the middle. Look at this run blocking again. Not touched it. He walks in the end zone. Touched 10 yards downfield. The Texans running all over the Broncos right now.
Yeah, I mean, as much as he wants to complain about the drops, or may want to complain about the drops, and Tug not having any, he's getting the benefit there. So it's pretty much even, I think.
Yeah, it's even for sure. I mean, Tug has got to find a way. If he's committing pass or something, I mean, he better stop. Tug's got to change up the defense.
Yeah, he's got to do something to stop that. I don't feel like you have to play like a pass heavy defense against Dan, because most of the time it's going to be within 5 yards.
No, 100%.
Also, take that away. Make him beat you through the air.
Here we go, Tug. With control of the game still, a field goal gets you, at least up a touchdown here, but Tug's gotta have to continue what he's been doing all day.
Yeah, I mean, Dan hasn't been able to stop him, so as long as Tug has the lead and the ball, I feel like he's in a good spot because hasn't turned it over, hasn't been stopped. He's not getting the run blocking Dan does, but he's still
tight window passes though, and those sometimes could go the other way. He might have had square. That little check down to Crompton, who's now spinning and getting into space. Look at Crompton, tightrope in the sideline, getting to midfield. Caleb Williams has been so efficient today passing the ball.
Yeah, and both teams getting a lot of broken tackles. We saw Dan's on the touchdown, just kind of bounced off either a dive or a hit stick, and then this guy down the sideline shrugging him off. Uh, first defender's not bringing these guys down.
Here we go. Caleb Williams under center, single back look here. And he's going to hand it off. Dan's user right there up the middle. Nice tackle. 2nd and 9. That's a good run defense.
Yeah, that was nice. He even kind of hesitated before coming downhill. I think he may have been worried about the play action there, but nice tackle by Dan.
2nd and 9. 4:43 left in this third quarter. Tug looking to probably have one of his biggest wins in his SML playoff career. Gonna hand it off. And look at now. We got a big hole by Crompton. Busting through. Ball at the 32-yard line. And the run game for both teams coming alive now.
Yeah, a lot of big plays. I mean, when there's a hole there, it's a big hole. It's not. I mean, he could have picked really either direction there. There's nobody in the backfield or even anywhere in the vicinity to make a tackle.
And it just feels like Dan hasn't had a chance to get settled in yet in this game. Tug has just been steadily all game marching. And that's Reed now, gaining about 4 yards.
Yeah, I feel like every time Dan makes a little bit of progress, gets a good offensive drive, puts some points on the board, Tug immediately answers back with some big plays.
You're not used to seeing stuff like that against elite players in the playoffs, but Tug is I think proven to become one of the better in the SML. It's Williams now. He's going to hand it off again. He's going to get outside. He's going to break a tackle, and this is Dan's chance now. 3rd and 3. If there's any chance of a comeback, this could be his best opportunity.
Yeah, he's got to get the stop here. It'll be demoralizing if you give up another 3rd down.
There's Coach Dan holding his clipboard. Caleb Williams. Happy June, Caleb Williams. Huddled up. Little zig route to the left. High low to the right. Looking to throw. And he's got him. What a throw. Touchdown, Broncos. Tug is on fire today, Bomber.
This is a different Dan. He was completely lost. I thought for sure, like that play, everyone runs that play. That is a 3rd down staple. You have the zig, and he didn't even cover anything.
His user shot, man.
Yeah, I mean, he had the user stuck in between the hash marks. Didn't cover the zig, didn't cover the out, and he just completely lost.
And he's going to kick this deep. We'll watch the instant replay right now. Caleb Williams. There's Dan's user. Just really, yeah, we got to watch that back. That user by Dan. Look at this. He just guards nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he saw the zig, ran away from it, and then I don't know what he was doing.
In this Madden, you're not going to cover that much space.
Yeah, you can't get back from that. So you got to at least take the zig away all the way.
It feels like he's thinking he's in Madden 2017 or something. Where back in the day where you could make up all that ground with your linebacker and get a Superman jump. That hasn't been the case for many years, really, since they've had a change of direction.
Yeah, and what you're seeing, I think, is going to be he's got to either learn the switch stick or something, because that's where the difference is now.
Nice throw.
You can make up the space with a switch stick. He could have gone to that linebacker on the far right and dropped back to take that tight end, but instead he tried to chase him, and you just can't.
Yeah, and that's one thing I need to get better as a switch stick. There's a couple times this cycle where I've gotten burnt. I'm like, man, if I would have just switch sticked, I think I could have stopped it.
Yeah.
Dan still in this game though, plenty of time. Only down 11. He's going to hand it off. Just got to play his offense. That's the first time all day I think we've seen a Broncos defender stop a running back behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a really nice play there by Tug. Dan tried to go a little bit more to the outside, and Tug's guy was able to go through there untouched to make the stop.
Right now, the prime percentages are at 72% chance of victory for the Broncos. Tug showing something here. Pressure up the middle, Dan. Gets hit. Didn't see it, I don't think.
He had the drag. He had that drag wide open. That would have been an easy first down, but the pressure, just fortunate for Tug, was able to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan got hit. Now we got a 3rd and 11. You could shorten up the field here to make the field goal easier. Tug could block it too.
Yeah, anything over 50. So,
oh boy,
and that would be it. Dan would be done.
Here we go. Jackson looking to throw. He rolls to the right. Whoa, he did not need to do that. Now the field goal is made going to be way longer.
Yeah.
Here we
He's gonna
go.
try and
68, I think.
67.
67. 6-7. Dan to try to make it a 1-score lead. Tug does not look to be going for the block at this point in time. Snap is down. Ball is up. On the way. End over end. And the kick is good. Dan makes it. Keeps his season alive, maybe.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say that earlier. When you can't complain about Tug's field goal before half being long and then pick a 67-yarder. So.
Yeah. No, for sure. 67, like it was nothing there for Dan. And I got to go back to that play right after this kickoff here. We're going to show a replay on Dan kind of getting himself sacked there. It looks like he just kind of rolled right, which caused the guy to disengage. He had no real reason to do that at all. And that made that kick longer anyway.
I think it was because he had that zig route on that side to kind of drift with it. So you're not throwing it as sharp of an angle, but
yeah,
it caused that disengagement from the end and almost hurt him.
Yeah, Dan down by 8, Bomber. He's going to have to get a defensive stop. If Tug has another 3-minute drive here and just gets a field goal, I mean, that might be it.
Yeah, it's funny because if you're Tug, you're still kind of thinking like, God, I can't put him away. Like he keeps getting within 1 score, and now it's 2nd and 9, so you got a long second down. Tug just has to stay focused and keep playing the way he's been. Don't start thinking about I'm advancing already.
Williams out of the gun, looking to throw. He's got triangle. He hits him, and he's going to catch it for a 3rd and 3 going into the 4th quarter. And Bomber, I do want to say, it seems like, for Dan, he's playing fine. Like, he's playing good. I don't know if, it's not like he's making huge mistakes. It's just I don't know if his skill is there as a user this cycle for the user plays and for the pass plays. I think he's not hitting his potential. I don't think. I think he's playing as good as he can.
Yeah, no, he's playing well. I mean, there hasn't been he hasn't thrown like a bad pass to, something. Maybe he's missed a streak or something, but he's not playing bad. I think Tug is just really playing really well. Both of them are able to run the ball, and that changes the ability to get turnovers.
Here we go. Needs a stop, and he's got it again. 1st and 10. That's Lamar Queen.
Yeah, and there you saw him with a cover 4. It looked like he only rushed 3 again. He's not getting the pressure of his 3-man rushes, which is what he's used to for the majority of this cycle.
That's true. Now Tug can try to take the air out of this ball here with Crompton. All these X factors lit up. Texans in trouble here. Handoff, Crompton bottled up, and Dan needs a miracle. A miracle just like 4th and 16, SML Super Bowl 69. Prime against Stavo. This pass to Jelani Woods, which set up a game-winning field goal. Can Dan get a stop like that on defense?
I'd be surprised if he can force a 4th and 16 first. So we'll see what he does.
Here we go. A little counter run. And look at that defense by Dan. But Tug might be in range. He's close anyway.
I like the counter there. I think Dan knows you're trying to run the clock out. So he's kind of sitting on the run. The counter just kind of gives him extra time to get there.
Defense. This is Dan's best chance. I think this is the longest. Well, we had the first drive. There's a long 3rd down for Tug, but since the first drive, this is the longest 3rd down we've seen for Tug all day. This is a popular
Whitfield's
play.
Still off the field after that injury in the 1st quarter, so I'd be looking for Queen or Crompton on this little streak angle combo.
People love that little sit down in the slot there. I mean, popular play.
And he converts again. That's, to me, one of the big stories of the game is these 3rd down conversions. It's just I don't know if he's missed one.
He's hitting corners, he's hitting outs, he's hitting curls, he's hitting seams, drags. I mean, he's got Dan in his back. He's in Dan's back pocket right now. He knows everything Dan wants to do defensively, and he's just crushing it.
Yeah, and this is where you kind of if you don't get the pass rush, you're just dead in the water because he's getting picked apart.
Could we see a field goal block by Dan if we get to 4th down here?
I think absolutely.
He's kind of said all cycle he won't do it.
I think if he, depending on what he does, will tell you a lot about where his mind's at. If he doesn't go for it, he's done. If he goes for the block, then he's pissed off and he's going to try and come back next season.
We'll see. Could this be Dan's last game of Madden 26? Will he need a sabbatical? Will he I called this a crossroads game for Dan. He needs a miracle now. Back to throw is Tug. Looking to throw. His guy gets the ball dislodged. Another 3rd and long.
Don't like that at all.
Prime percentage is now an 85% chance of victory for Tug. He is just outplaying Dan right now, straight up, in Houston. Dancing in the blitz here.
I actually don't like this from Tug.
He's trying to knock him out of field goal range. He's going to throw. He's got his running back. Mano-a-mano tackle. Definitely in range now, Bomber. Easy kick.
Yeah.
Will Dan go for the block?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
He's got a field goal block unit out, but Dan's pulling this guy off.
Yeah, we'll see if he calls field goal block.
Nope.
It looks like it's safe. So
yeah,
either he's sticking to his guns or he's just kind of done here.
Man, it's why I don't die on hills. So kickoff from the 35-yard line. 3:47 left. Dan with 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, Bomb. I mean, in theory, he could get a touchdown, save his timeouts, and go for an onside, even hold him to a field goal, and get another chance at this.
Yeah, there's plenty of time here. There's ideally he's going to want to score before the 2-minute warning, so he's got about 1:47 here for this drive. But
yeah, that's true.
With all the timeouts, if you can save all 3 timeouts, you can still get the ball back without an onside.
Looking to throws, Lamar. Nice seam route. Higgins. I'm going no huddle here. You're down 2 scores. You can do that legally. Yeah. I'm going to go no huddle right into a run. And Dan's not going to do that. Instead, we get Higgins dancing.
Oh, he's still going to do it. We get the stupid cutscene anyway.
I hate when that happens. Gets me going. Lamar looking to throw. He's going to go take the check down. Nicely done again by Higgins on a sit down for another first down. Do you go onside, Bomber, if you score, let's say, by 2:30?
No. Well, I guess it depends what he gets here. If he gets his touchdown, then I probably consider it because then it's only 6-point game if he gets this field goal. So
yeah, if you get a touchdown, it's a 4-point lead. I'd probably go for the onside just because he hasn't had much luck stopping Tug all day.
And you're going to need a stop.
Yeah, he had that all day.
Really haven't seen much pass rush from either team. I mean, he almost had to drag his feet on a crosser.
Yeah. Yeah, and he held that way longer than he had to. I mean, he was wide open. Lamar out of the gun. 2:36 remaining. Dan looking. Finally, some pressure. They're up the middle.
Yeah, I think he wanted that seam, but Tug kind of sat on it. And really, if there was pass interference, he probably should have had it there. But I think Dan just kind of locked in on it, and then the pass rush got there.
Clock is flying through now. Back to throws. Jackson looking. He's going to run here. He's got the angle. I would throw that same ball. Touchdown. Nicely done by Dan. Oh, he dropped it.
Yeah.
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, they're calling it not a catch. I don't know why Tug didn't switch stick onto that guy because you saw that.
No way. I can't believe it. What's number 2's ability? Do we know?
That's Certain. I think he's probably got every good one.
Some sort of knockout or some sort of contested catch thing.
Oh, we're going to hear about that one after the game.
Oh,
rightfully so, probably.
I mean, it was a running back. And
he's got deep route KO.
Deep route, so that could be it. We'll check down now. Oh, the Sierra trying to make up for it. He dives. Touchdown, Dan. Sierra making up for it. Dwah!
Yeah, now I think KP says he doesn't think he'll be pissed about it. He may not now.
He's going for 2. I like this because he's going to go for the onside. This is exactly what I would do. You probably disagree with it wholeheartedly, though.
I mean, I suppose I can understand it. You can make it. If you don't get it, it's a 5-point game. Hug can still, with a field goal, keeps it a 1-score game.
Oh, my God. He's got nobody. He's got nobody. Throw it, Dan. Throw it. Oh, my gosh. He's in trouble now. 5-point game.
So it's not that bad. I mean, it's a 5-point game. You're going to need a touchdown, but
I think he onsides this.
You're going to need a touchdown with an extra point anyway. So
he's going to kick it deep. Since he didn't get that, he's kicking it deep. I'm thinking his logic was if you get that, you onside. If you miss it, then you kick it.
See, I think with that, you can still kick it short and it'll just be an 8-point game if he gets a field goal.
Yeah. Now what this does is, it means you have to get your stop in pretty much these 3 plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he can, if he picks up a first down on the first play, you're still a little bit okay. But, I mean,
get 8 yards and then
you haven't had a 4th down on Tug. Well, I guess he did kick that field goal earlier before half, but really you haven't been able to stop him.
PA. Dan's user worked well. Did he get him out of bounds? Oh, the clock kept running. Does Dan see it? He didn't notice it. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a tough break. I don't like that play for Tug. He almost ran out of bounds there.
The moment getting a little big for Tug here, and Dan now needs some Madden magic. He's had luck with the inside zones today. 2nd and 7. Dan's user just completely gets lost in the shuffle, and that's Crompton running free, breaking tackles.
I thought he was going to run to the sideline again.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to do it.
Is that the game?
I don't think it's... He can stop it here, so 130, and then he can run off. But, yeah, I think he might be able to get it back.
And that's it. That's Reed.
That's it.
And Dan has been upset by the Broncos and Tug in a game where that clock ran, et cetera, et cetera. But, I mean, Tug just outplayed Dan from start to finish of this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't even really complain about that drop at the end because he got a touchdown the next play.
The play later, and then Tug ripped through 2 big runs. I mean, none of that mattered.
Yeah. Really, what I'm surprised is Tug came out in a play action that first play because you saw the next 2, he runs it, and it's huge gain.
What an upset. And Dan, could this be the last game we've seen from Dan? We don't know this cycle. But the Denver Broncos have come into Houston and upset the Texans. Bomber, you got any final words to say as we go to log off here?
Just shocked. Dan has been on the losing end of a lot of upsets, big upsets this cycle. It's not something you're used to seeing.
Man, what a crazy game. Guys, this is SML Live. Stay tuned for later tonight. We do have the Falcons and Bears going toe-to-toe in our final wild card game. That is Mad Bomber. I'm Primetime, and we're signing off.